If your diet feels like a punishment, you've already failed because you never need a break from the right diet, and here's why. In this training, I'm going to break down the exact blueprint that nearly 400 ex-athletes have used so they can burn fat and keep it off for good. But first, be honest. Have you ever told yourself that you are an all or nothing person when it comes to your diet? Like it's either chicken and broccoli or burgers and bonbons? The truth is that is just a convenient story that you've been telling yourself so that you can avoid taking any level of accountability. But the good news is that that is fixable. And the even better news is that you do not have to eat clean 100% of the time. In fact, trying to be perfect is exactly what's keeping you from being consistent. Because every time that you start a diet on Monday, but quit by Thursday because you weren't 100% perfect, it's not because you're weak, it's because your diet was built wrong. The truth is, you never need a break from the right diet. By the end of this video, you'll know why, and you'll also have the exact blueprint that nearly 400 ex-athletes have used so they can burn fat and keep it off for good without ever giving up their favorite foods. Now, let's get into it. Diets fail because they feel like diets. They emphasize restriction and they're all about making big, massive changes. And you don't need either of those things. Because what you're really missing is a framework that works around your life instead of tries to control it. And this is where eating like an athlete comes in. A flexible nutrition structure and system for dieting based on habits. Now, you might be thinking, Spence, I don't want to eat like an athlete. Don't athletes just eat chicken and broccoli all the time and they never have any fun? Didn't I tell you I tried that? And to that I say you are missing the point. Olympic athletes and most professionals definitely do eat that way most of the time. But last time I checked, you don't fall into that category. Neither do I. So when I say eat like an athlete, I mean treat your diet like an athlete would for any worthwhile goal. They set a target, determine the steps it'll take to get there, and then get to work on executing on it. Getting feedback and then course correcting as they go. And that's what I'm going to teach you now so that you can stop quitting and keep your momentum going. Let's dive in. Step 1 is to get specific. Like a good athlete, you have to know what you're aiming for. It's easy to say, I want to be more fit, or I want to lean down and build stamina. But as much as you think that's an answer, it really doesn't mean anything. It's the equivalent of a pro athlete saying, I just want to be better. Okay, better at what? What skills are you working on? Do you want to be a professional? In what league? You see how vague that is? Now let's add some specificity. I want to be fit becomes, I want to lose 40 pounds because that's when I felt best in my body. We're starting to get somewhere, but it's still not quite deep enough. And so to add that deeper meaning, what you're going to start doing is asking yourself why. Why does that goal matter? How does reaching this goal change your life and make it better? And don't stop asking until you get to that deep emotional answer. It's going to take somewhere between 4 and 7 times, and the answer is going to shift from your brain to your heart. And if you do it right, you're going to start to get these kinds of answers. I hate feeling limited in my body now. I want to keep up with my kids and I want to feel confident again. But it's more important that you do it. So I want you to pause the video right now and do it. Okay, good. If you did it right, the goal is much more meaningful now. And maybe you ended up with something kind of like this. I want to lose 40 pounds and feel my best again. Because I hate feeling limited in my body and like I can't keep up with my kids. I remember how good I felt in my glory days and how great everything in my body felt. Now I look in the mirror and I wonder what happened. Feeling aches throughout the day, getting out of breath easily, and never having energy isn't how I want to live. I want to show my children that being healthy is just part of living a good life. I want to feel more confident as well because I will perform better at work, people will view me differently, and I'll probably even have more sex. Now we're talking. When your goals have that level of meaning, you are that much more likely to see them through. Now let's move on to the next steps, champ. It's time to make a roadmap. I will start by saying this is best done with a coach who has been there, done that, and helped hundreds of other people like you do exactly what you want to do. But let's break it down anyways in case you want to go at it alone. It's a great start to set some ground rules for your diet, because our goal with diet is to have it never feel like a diet. If you've ever felt the need to have cheat meals and cheat days in the past, it was not the right diet. We want to make sure that you never need a break, because then you'll follow it for the rest of your life. Here's how you're going to start building those ground rules. You're going to ask yourself a few questions. What foods am I not willing to give up? Like ever. What foods am I okay having less of because when I have them, I enjoy them, but not that much? And what foods can I give up that I really don't enjoy that much and I usually end up questioning why I had them in the first place? Think mindless snacks like the Ritz crackers or the chips or the whatever. The first ones stay in your diet, the second ones get reduced, and the third ones get cut out because, like we said, you just didn't really enjoy them that much anyways. So they can be gone for good. Seriously, it's that simple. By the way, this goes for both the healthy and the fun foods. Before you know it, you're well on your way to having a healthy diet that doesn't feel like a diet, which leads to the next step, and it's having a daily target. But Spencer, I don't want to track calories. It's too difficult and time consuming. And I hate it. Listen, buddy, if you're not willing to track your food for 2 minutes a day, stop saying that you want to be more fit. Because here's the deal. You don't have to track calories forever. But even if you did, you are the problem on that, not the method. You're not willing to spend 2 minutes a day to make the rest of your life better? That is outright ridiculous. Like, do you even hear yourself? Anyway, rant over. Regardless, you're gonna have to track something in the beginning, just to get some awareness about how much food you're cramming into your gullet every day. Whether it's pictures, tracking on an app, or noting down everything that you have, even if it's just portions, throughout the rest of the day for several days until you get painfully aware of how you're eating now when you're not on your best behavior. From there, you can choose to have a calorie and a protein goal, or you can just have a portion goal throughout the day. Both work. And once you reach your goal, you focus on maintaining that diet with whatever tools you have acquired on the way. And since you know where you want to end up, and you've looked at your diet for what it really is, you can set some targets and pick 1, maybe 2 habits to work on at a time. You can set some targets and identify 1 to 2 habits to work on at a time. For fat loss, you're obviously going to want to be in a bit of a calorie deficit. And as a general rule of thumb, the smaller the calorie deficit, the more sustainable it is. If you do more aggressive calorie deficits, you're just going to have to do them for a shorter period of time. Regardless of which route you go, you're going to have to alternate between those deficit periods and maintenance periods so that you can allow your body to adjust and maintain the results as you go, which helps make your results way more long lasting. And you're going to continue this trend until you reach either your goal weight or your goal body, whichever comes first. And then once you get there, you're going to do something called a reverse diet, which is where you slowly and strategically increase your calories without drastically gaining weight so that you can have as high of maintenance calories as possible, which allows you more flexibility and fun with the new diet you've created without gaining the weight back. Live your best life, maintain your results. Win-win. But to get there, you actually have to follow this process. As you start shaping your ideal diet, you're going to focus on the foods that you love, both the healthy and the fun ones, eating consistently throughout the day, and only move on to the next 1 to 2 habits after you have mastered those ones because they feel effortless and you've done them for several weeks in a row. If you do this well, you get to a point where your diet starts to feel pretty easy. It might also start to feel boring. In fact, it should start to feel boring. Not because you need more food variety, because if you did it right, you're already going to have lots of variety in your diet. No, it'll feel boring because there's nothing new anymore. And that's okay. This is exactly what we want. Remember when I said that the goal is to have a diet that doesn't feel like a diet? My friend, when you get there, you have already won. And the results that you're after are just a little bit delayed. So keep going. That's it. That's the blueprint. But by now you've probably realized that there is a better way to fix your diet and to reach your fitness goals. And you can probably see that the simple way that seems like the long route is actually the shortcut. But simple does not mean easy. And in fact, it rarely means easy. It can be potentially long, boring, and filled with trial and error. Unless that is, you have a game plan that is specific to you. So if you'd like help figuring out this approach to nutrition, health, and weight loss, hit me up on Instagram or send me an email and say diet. And we'll work together to set you up with a personalized plan for success. And then I'll coach you every step of the way until you lose all the weight and feel like your glory days are no longer a thing of the past, but rather that they've yet to come. Talk to you soon.